Welcome back to the Top Liberty Channel Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in coin collecting, Liberty coins, with a special spotlight on the mysterious and highly talked about 1962 coin and its current market value. This is not just about coins, this is about history, rarity, mistakes, and the possibility that something small in your hand could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary, something you might overlook every day, but in reality it carries decades of history and could be valued at hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on its condition and rarity. Liberty coins have always captured the attention of collectors because they represent freedom, strength, and the early artistic beauty of coin design. The Lady Liberty design has appeared in different forms across many U.S. coins, making them highly collectible and historically significant. Now let's talk about the 1962 D coin. The D mint mark stands for Denver, one of the major mints in the United States. Coins produced in Denver often have slight differences compared to other mints like Philadelphia or San Francisco. These differences, even if tiny, can make a massive impact on the value of the coin in today's market. The year 1962 is especially interesting because it was a time before major changes in coin composition. Many coins before 1965 were made with a high silver content, which already gives them intrinsic value. Silver itself adds worth, but collectors are not just looking at the metal, they are looking at condition, rarity, mint errors, and historical importance. When we talk about value, you might hear numbers that sound unbelievable. Some rare Liberty coins have sold for astonishing prices, even reaching figures like $787,976.48 in certain rare auction conditions. But here is the truth you need to understand: not every 1962 D coin is worth that much. Only specific coins with unique features, extremely high grades, or rare mint errors reach those extraordinary prices. So what makes a 1962 D Liberty-related coin valuable today? First is condition. Coins are graded on a scale, and the closer a coin is to perfect, the higher its value. A coin that has never been circulated, with sharp details and original shine, can be worth significantly more than one that has been used and worn. Second is rarity. Even if millions of coins were produced, very few may survive today in perfect condition. That scarcity increases demand among collectors. Third is mint errors. This is where things get really exciting. Sometimes coins are struck incorrectly. You might find double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual markings. These mistakes were not supposed to happen, which makes them extremely desirable in the collecting world. Fourth is historical appeal. Liberty coins represent a period in American history where design and symbolism were deeply meaningful. Collectors value not just the coin, but the story behind it. If you are wondering about the current market value of a typical 1962 D coin, it usually ranges from a few dollars to much higher depending on silver content and condition. A standard circulated coin might be worth its silver value or slightly more. But an uncirculated high-grade coin can jump significantly in price. And if you are lucky enough to find a rare variation or error, the value can skyrocket. Here is something important for beginners and even experienced collectors. Always check your coins carefully. Look for the mint mark. Check the edges. Observe the details of the design. Sometimes the difference between a common coin and a rare one is very small, but the price difference is huge. Another important factor is grading by professionals. Coins that are officially graded and certified by recognized grading services often sell for much higher prices because buyers trust their authenticity and condition. Now think about this. How many coins have passed through your hands over the years? How many times did you ignore a coin without checking its details? The world of coin collecting is full of hidden surprises, and the 1962 D coin is a perfect example of how something ordinary can turn into something extraordinary. Collectors around the world are constantly searching for these coins. Auctions, private sales, and online marketplaces are filled with listings, but the rarest pieces are often hidden in personal collections, old boxes, or even loose change. If you are serious about finding valuable coins, start by learning. Study designs, understand mint marks, and keep track of market trends. The value of coins can change over time based on demand, metal prices, and collector interest. One more thing that makes Liberty coins special is their timeless design. The image of Liberty has always symbolized hope and independence. This emotional connection adds another layer of value beyond money. Imagine owning a coin that not only has financial worth but also represents history and identity. That is why collectors are so passionate about Liberty coins. The journey of coin collecting is not just about money. It is about discovery. It is about holding a piece of the past and understanding its story. Every scratch, every detail, every mark on a coin has something to say. So next time you come across a 1962 coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. It might not be worth hundreds of thousands, but it could still be more valuable than you think. And who knows, you might be one of the lucky people to find a rare piece that changes everything. This is Coins, your place for discovering hidden value, rare treasures, and the fascinating stories behind everyday currency. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the coins in your pocket. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins ever talked about, the legendary Liberty coin, especially the powerful story behind the year 1964 and how some of these coins are now worth unbelievable amounts of money, even reaching figures like $787,976 and more depending on condition, rarity, and demand. Imagine holding a simple coin, something that looks ordinary at first glance, but in reality carries decades of history, mystery, and incredible value. That is exactly what Liberty coins represent. These coins are not just currency, they are a piece of time, a symbol of freedom, and a collector's dream. The Liberty design has appeared on multiple American coins over the years, but what makes these coins special is the iconic image of Lady Liberty herself. She represents freedom, strength, and the spirit of a nation. From the flowing hair to the calm yet powerful expression, every detail was crafted with meaning. Collectors all around the world are drawn to this design, and that is where the value begins. Now let's talk about 1964, a year that changed everything in the coin world. This was the final year that the United States used 90% silver in many of its coins before switching to less valuable metals. That alone makes 1964 coins extremely important. When silver was removed, it marked the end of an era, and coins from that year became instantly more desirable. One of the most famous coins connected to this year is the 1964 Liberty-related coin designs like the Kennedy $50, which carried forward the spirit of Liberty symbolism even though Liberty herself was not directly on that coin. But what collectors truly chase are earlier Liberty coins that survived into modern collections and gained attention during the 1964 silver transition. Why are some Liberty coins worth such massive amounts like hundreds of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in a few powerful factors. Rarity is number one. If only a few coins exist, collectors will compete to own them. Condition is number two. A coin that looks almost brand new, even after decades, is extremely valuable. Third is historical importance. Coins connected to major changes like the 1964 silver shift gain extra attention. And finally, demand. The more people want a coin, the higher its price goes. There are stories of people finding Liberty coins in old collections, inherited boxes, or even loose change, and later discovering that those coins were worth a fortune. Some rare Liberty coins have sold at auctions for life-changing amounts of money. These are not just stories, these are real events happening in the world of coin collecting. Let's go deeper into the design itself. Liberty coins often feature fine details like stars around the edges, inscriptions like United States of America, and the year of minting clearly stamped. Some coins also include mint marks, small letters that tell you where the coin was made. These tiny details can dramatically change the value. For example, a small difference in mint mark could turn a coin worth a few dollars into one worth thousands. Collectors use grading systems to judge the condition of coins. A coin in perfect condition is called mint state, and those are the ones that can reach extremely high prices. Even slight wear can reduce value, but rare coins still remain valuable even with imperfections. Now imagine a Liberty coin from an earlier era, preserved perfectly. connected to the silver-rich year of 1964 in collector demand, and highly sought after. That is how prices can climb into the hundreds of thousands. The number $787,976 is not just random, it represents how powerful the coin market can be when rarity meets demand. Another important factor is errors. Yes, mistakes made during minting can make a coin even more valuable. Double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual markings can turn a simple coin into a collector's treasure. These errors are rare, and that rarity increases their price dramatically. The history behind Liberty coins also plays a huge role. These coins were minted during times of growth, war, change, and progress in the United States. Each coin carries a silent story of the time it was created. When collectors buy these coins, they are not just buying metal, they are buying history. Many beginners ignore Liberty coins because they think they are common, but experienced collectors know better. The real value is hidden in details. A slight variation in design, a rare mint mark, or an unusual condition can make all the difference. If you are watching this right now, you might want to check your old coins. Look carefully at the dates, the design, and the condition. You never know what you might find. That old coin sitting in a drawer could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The market for coins is always changing. Prices go up and down depending on demand, silver prices, and collector interest. But one thing remains constant: rare Liberty coins continue to attract attention and high prices. Serious collectors spend years searching for specific coins. Auctions become intense battles where prices rise quickly. Some collectors are willing to pay huge amounts just to complete their collection. That passion is what drives the market forward. The 1964 connection adds another layer of importance. It reminds collectors of the last moment when coins held real silver value. That emotional and historical connection makes coins from that era and related designs even more special. As you explore the world of coin collecting, remember that knowledge is power. The more you learn about Liberty coins, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. Study the designs, understand the history, and pay attention to small details. Coins channel is here to guide you through this journey, helping you discover hidden treasures and understand the true value of what you own. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, there is always something new to learn. The next time you see a Liberty coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. That small piece of metal could hold a story worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today we are diving into something that most people have seen, touched, and even spent without a second thought, yet it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. We are talking about Liberty coins, especially the mysterious and highly discussed 1969 D coin, a piece that has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters all over the world. Imagine holding a simple coin in your hand. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. But what if that coin could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars? That is the magic of rare coins. That is the world of Liberty coins. The Liberty design has been one of the most iconic symbols in American coin history. For generations, Liberty has represented freedom, strength, and national identity. From early silver coins to modern currency, the image of Liberty has evolved, but its importance has never faded. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, stories, and moments frozen in time. Now let's talk about the year that has sparked curiosity and excitement, 1969. At first glance, coins from this year may not seem special. Millions were produced. They circulated widely. People used them every day without thinking twice. But hidden among those millions are rare variations, minting errors, and special strikes that can be worth a fortune today. The 1969 D coin refers to coins minted in Denver, marked by the small letter D. While most of these coins are common, a tiny number stand out due to unique features. These features can include doubling in the design, off-center strikes, unusual metal composition, or extremely well-preserved condition. Collectors search for what is known as doubling. This happens when the design is stamped more than once slightly misaligned. When this occurs, the letters and numbers appear doubled, creating a shadow-like effect. To the untrained eye, it may look like a small defect, but to a collector, it can mean incredible value. Condition is everything in the coin world. A coin that looks brand new, with sharp details and no scratches, is called mint state. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A 1969 D coin in average condition may only be worth its face value, but in perfect or near perfect condition, it can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now here is where things become truly exciting. Some rare coins have sold for astonishing prices. While not every 1969 D coin will reach extreme values, certain rare examples with errors or exceptional condition have reached prices that surprise even experienced collectors. Stories circulate of coins being discovered in pocket change, old jars, or forgotten collections, only to later sell for huge amounts. The idea of a coin being worth $78,797,646 may sound unbelievable, and in most cases, such numbers are exaggerated or misunderstood. However, what is true is that rare coins can reach incredibly high values depending on rarity, demand, and condition. The market for coins is always changing, driven by collectors, auctions, and global interest. The history behind these coins adds even more value. In the late 1960s, the United States was going through major changes. The coinage system itself was evolving, with adjustments in metal composition and minting techniques. This period created opportunities for unusual errors and rare variations to occur. Minting errors are one of the biggest reasons a coin becomes valuable. These errors are not supposed to happen, which makes them rare. When something goes wrong during production, only a small number of coins are affected. These coins then enter circulation unnoticed, waiting to be discovered years later. Collectors often spend years searching for that one special coin. They check dates, mint marks, and fine details using magnifying glasses or microscopes. What looks like a tiny detail can make the difference between a common coin and a rare treasure. The market value of Liberty coins, including those from 1969 D, depends on several key factors. Rarity is the most important. If only a few examples exist, the price goes up. Demand is another factor. If many collectors want the same coin, they compete, driving the price higher. Condition also plays a major role, as collectors prefer coins that look as close to new as possible. Auctions are where the real action happens. Rare coins are often sold at major auctions where collectors from around the world participate. Bidding can start at a modest price and quickly climb as interested buyers compete. Some coins that were once overlooked have later sold for massive amounts simply because the right collectors recognized their value. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is that anyone can participate. You do not need to be rich to start. Many valuable coins have been found by ordinary people going through their change. That is what makes this hobby so thrilling. Every coin has potential. The Liberty coin design itself is deeply rooted in history. It represents ideals that go beyond money. It connects the past to the present. When you hold such a coin, you are holding a piece of history that has traveled through countless hands over decades. There are also collectors who specialize only in certain years or mint marks. For them, the 1969 D coin could be the missing piece in a larger collection. This creates even more demand, especially if the coin is difficult to find in high condition. Grading services play a huge role in determining value. Professional grading companies examine coins carefully and assign a grade based on condition. A small difference in grade can mean a big difference in price. This is why serious collectors often rely on certified coins. Another factor that increases value is uniqueness. If a coin has a rare error that is not commonly seen, it becomes highly desirable. These one-of-a-kind features can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. The excitement around rare coins is not just about money. It is about discovery. It is about the thrill of finding something valuable where you least expect it. It is about understanding history and appreciating craftsmanship. Some collectors have turned this passion into a full-time career. They buy, sell, and trade coins, constantly searching for hidden gems. Others collect purely for enjoyment, building collections that reflect their interests and curiosity. If you are wondering whether you might have a valuable coin, the best place to start is by checking the date and mint mark. Look closely at the details. Compare your coin with known examples. If something looks unusual, it might be worth investigating further. The story of the 1969 D coin is a reminder that value is not always obvious. What seems ordinary can sometimes be extraordinary. It all depends on the details, the rarity, and the demand. As the coin market continues to grow, interest in rare coins is increasing. More people are becoming aware of the potential value hidden in everyday items. This has led to a surge in collecting and investing in coins. So next time you receive change, take a closer look. That small coin in your hand could be more than just money. It could be a piece of history. It could be a rare find. It could even be worth far more than you ever imagined. This is why coin collecting continues to fascinate people around the world. It combines history, art, and the possibility of discovery into one incredible journey. Stay with coins for more hidden treasures, rare discoveries, and unbelievable stories from the world of coins. Because you never know, the next coin you find could change everything. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and misunderstood coins in the world of collectors. A coin that many people overlook, a coin that some believe could be hiding in plain sight, and a coin that has created massive curiosity among collectors and everyday people alike. We are talking about the legendary Liberty coin, and especially the fascinating 1971 D issue and its current market value, history, and shocking worth claims that go as high as hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine this. You are going through your old drawer, maybe checking loose change, maybe looking through coins your parents or grandparents saved. And suddenly you find a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but what if it is not ordinary at all? What if it is one of those rare Liberty coins that collectors are desperately searching for? Liberty coins have a rich and powerful history. The word liberty itself represents freedom, independence, and the identity of a nation. That is why for many years, liberty has been a central design theme on United States coins. These coins are not just currency, they are pieces of history, symbols of a nation's journey, and artistic masterpieces. Now let's talk about the 1971 D coin. The D mint mark stands for Denver Mint. Coins produced in Denver carry this mark, and millions of coins were minted that year. At first, this might make you think that the coin cannot be rare. After all, if millions were made, how can it be valuable? But here is where things get interesting. Not every coin is the same. Even if millions are produced, a few special ones stand out due to errors, condition, rarity, or unique characteristics. These are the coins collectors hunt for. These are the coins that can turn a simple piece of metal into something worth thousands or even more. The 1971 D Liberty-related coins are often connected with Eisenhower dollars, which featured liberty symbolism and strong national identity. Most of these coins in circulated condition are worth only a small amount, sometimes just a few dollars. But when you find one in uncirculated condition, with sharp details, no scratches, and original mint luster, the value increases significantly, and then comes the real excitement. Error coins. These are coins that were struck with mistakes during the minting process. It could be a double strike, off-center strike, missing details, or unusual metal composition. These errors are rare because quality control usually removes them before they reach the public. But some still escape. A rare 1971 D coin with a significant mint error can be worth a lot of money. Collectors are willing to pay high prices for such coins because they are unique. No two error coins are exactly the same. Now let's address the big number. Claims of coins being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, like $787,976.45, sound unbelievable. And in most cases, such extreme values are either exaggerated or based on extremely rare auction results for one-of-a-kind coins in perfect condition. But here is the truth. Some coins have indeed sold for very high prices. Not necessarily every 1971 D coin, but specific rare examples with perfect grading, historical significance, and collector demand. Coin grading plays a huge role here. Professional grading services examine coins and assign them a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. For example, a coin graded MS65 or higher can be worth significantly more than a circulated coin. If a coin reaches near perfect condition, collectors compete to own it, and that drives the price up. Another important factor is demand. The coin market works like any other market. If more people want a specific coin and fewer are available, the price goes up. Liberty coins have always been popular because of their design and historical importance. Let's talk about how to identify if your coin could be valuable. First, check the year and mint mark. Look for 1971 and the D mint mark. Then examine the coin carefully. Look for unusual features, errors, or anything that looks different from a normal coin. Next, check the condition. Is the coin shiny? Are the details clear? Is there any wear? Coins in better condition are always more valuable. You can also compare your coin with images of known rare coins online. If you think your coin might be special, the best step is to get it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. Now imagine the excitement of discovering that a coin you have been holding for years is actually worth a fortune. This is why coin collecting is so thrilling. It is like a treasure hunt where the treasure could be hiding in your pocket. The history behind these coins also adds to their value. Coins from the early 1970s represent a time of economic change, technological advancement, and cultural shifts. Each coin carries a story from that era. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying history, art, and rarity. That is why even small details can make a big difference in value. Another thing to remember is that not every claim you see online is accurate. Always verify information from trusted sources. Some videos and posts exaggerate values to attract attention. While rare coins can be extremely valuable, it is important to stay realistic and informed. If you are serious about coin collecting, start learning about grading, mint marks, and error types. Build your knowledge step by step. The more you learn, the better you become at identifying valuable coins. Also, keep your coins safe. Store them properly to prevent damage. Use coin holders or albums. Avoid touching the surface with bare hands because oils can damage the coin. Now think about this. Somewhere out there, someone has a rare coin and does not even know its value. It could be in a jar, a drawer, or even in circulation. And that is what makes this hobby so exciting. The 1971 D coin may look simple, but under the right conditions, it can become something extraordinary. Whether it is due to condition, error, or rarity, the potential is always there. So next time you see a Liberty-style coin or a 1971 D coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden treasure. That is all for today's deep dive into Liberty coins and the fascinating world of the 1971 D coin and its market value. If you enjoy discovering rare coins and learning how to spot valuable treasures, make sure to stay connected with the channel Coins. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in coin collecting, Liberty coins, especially those from around 1972, and how some of these pieces have transformed from simple pocket change into items worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a coin that once passed through ordinary hands, used to buy groceries or pay for a bus ride, but today collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. That is the magic of Liberty coins. These coins are not just currency, they are pieces of history, symbols of freedom, and reflections of the time in which they were created. The Liberty design has appeared on many coins throughout history. It represents freedom, independence, and the spirit of a nation. From early American coinage to modern collectibles, Lady Liberty has remained one of the most iconic figures ever placed on metal. Her image alone can turn a simple coin into something highly desirable among collectors. Now, when we talk about the year 1972, many people assume coins from that era are too modern to be valuable. But that assumption is not always true. In fact, certain 1972 coins have become extremely valuable due to minting errors, rare variations, and limited production details that most people never notice. One of the most famous examples is the 1972 Lincoln cent with a double die error. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny, but if you look closely, you can see doubling in the lettering, especially in words like liberty and in God we trust. This doubling happened during the minting process and created a unique version of the coin. Collectors are always searching for such errors, and depending on condition, these coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but that is just the beginning. The value of any coin depends on several important factors. Condition is one of the biggest. A coin that has been preserved in near-perfect condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, can be worth significantly more than one that has been heavily used. Grading systems are used by experts to determine the condition, and even a small difference in grade can mean a huge difference in price. Another factor is rarity. If only a small number of a certain coin were produced, or if very few have survived in good condition, collectors will compete to own one. This competition drives the price higher and higher. Sometimes a coin that was once worth just a few cents can suddenly become worth thousands simply because collectors realize how rare it truly is. Historical importance also plays a big role. Coins from significant years or events often carry extra value. They act as tiny time capsules, connecting us to moments in history. A Liberty coin from a particular era can reflect economic conditions, political changes, or artistic trends of that time. Now let us talk about the surprising numbers. While most Liberty coins are not worth extreme amounts, there are rare cases where coins have sold for astonishing prices. Some rare Liberty coins have reached values like hundreds of thousands of dollars in auctions. When you hear figures like $787,976, it may sound unbelievable, but in the world of coin collecting, such numbers are real. These high values usually come from a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Collectors are always hunting for hidden gems. Many people have discovered valuable coins in old jars, family collections, or even loose change. The idea that a life-changing treasure could be sitting unnoticed in your home makes this hobby incredibly exciting. The design of Liberty coins also adds to their appeal. The artistic detail, the expression of freedom, and the craftsmanship involved in creating these coins make them more than just money. They are miniature works of art. Over time, as fewer high-quality examples remain, their beauty becomes even more valuable. Another interesting aspect is mint marks. Coins are produced in different locations, and each mint uses a specific mark. Sometimes, coins from one mint are rarer than others, which increases their value. A small letter on a coin can make a huge difference in how much it is worth. It is also important to understand the role of errors. Minting errors are like accidents that turn into treasures. Double strikes, off-center prints, and misaligned designs are all examples of errors that collectors love. These mistakes make each coin unique, and uniqueness is what drives value in the collector's market. As time goes on, more people are becoming interested in coin collecting. This growing interest increases demand, and when demand rises, prices often follow. What may seem ordinary today could become highly valuable in the future. If you are someone who enjoys discovering hidden value, Liberty coins offer a perfect opportunity. You do not need to be an expert to start. All you need is curiosity and attention to detail. Look closely at your coins. Check the dates, examine the design, and learn about possible errors. You might be surprised by what you find. There is also a sense of connection that comes with collecting coins. Each piece has passed through countless hands, traveled across cities and states, and witnessed history in its own silent way. Holding a Liberty coin is like holding a small piece of the past. For those who take this hobby seriously, proper storage and preservation are essential. Keeping coins in protective holders, avoiding direct contact, and storing them in a controlled environment can help maintain their condition and value over time. The journey of a coin from everyday use to a prized collectible is truly fascinating. It shows how value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes, the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary worth. So the next time you come across a 1972 coin or any Liberty design, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. That small piece of metal could be more than just spare change. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It is not just about money. It is about history, discovery, and the thrill of finding something rare. And who knows, maybe one day, you will be the one holding a coin worth a fortune. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of Liberty coins, their history, their hidden value, and how a simple coin from around 1980 could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Now think about this for a moment. How many coins have passed through your hands without a second thought? How many times have you ignored what could have been a rare treasure? The truth is, some Liberty coins are not just currency, they are history, art, and investment combined into one small, powerful object. Let's go back in time. Liberty coins were created as a symbol of freedom, strength, and identity. The image of liberty has appeared on American coins for more than a century, representing hope and independence. These coins were not just made for spending, they were designed to inspire. The detailed craftsmanship, the elegant posture of liberty, the flowing hair, the torch, the shield, every detail tells a story. As the years passed, different versions of Liberty coins were introduced. Some became extremely popular, while others were minted in limited numbers. And that is where things start to get interesting. Because rarity is what turns an ordinary coin into a collector's dream, around 1980, the coin market began to change. Collectors started paying closer attention to older designs, mint errors, and low-production coins. At that time, many Liberty coins were still circulating or sitting unnoticed in collections. People didn't realize that some of these coins would later become incredibly valuable. Now here's the exciting part. A Liberty coin from around that era, depending on its condition, rarity, and mint mark, can be worth far more than its face value. In some exceptional cases, rare Liberty coins have reached values close to $787,976 and beyond. Yes, you heard that right, a single coin, smaller than your palm, could be worth more than a luxury house. But why? The answer lies in a few key factors. First, condition. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, are always more valuable. Collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for coins that look almost new, even if they are decades old. Second, rarity. Not all Liberty coins are equal. Some were produced in smaller numbers, while others may have unique features or minting errors. These rare variations are what collectors are constantly searching for. Third, historical significance. Coins connected to important periods or changes in design often carry higher value. They represent a moment in time, a piece of history frozen in metal. And fourth, demand. The more collectors want a specific coin, the higher its price goes. It's simple economics, limited supply and growing demand. Now imagine finding such a coin in your own home. Maybe it's hidden in an old drawer, inside a box of forgotten items, or part of a collection passed down from your grandparents. Many people have discovered valuable coins in the most unexpected places. What looked like spare change turned out to be a hidden fortune. Let's talk about the design for a moment. Liberty coins are admired for their beauty. The figure of Liberty often appears standing tall, holding a torch and an olive branch, symbolizing enlightenment and peace. The details are so fine that even after decades, you can still see the artistry. This is one of the reasons collectors love these coins. They are not just valuable, they are visually stunning. Over time, the metal composition, minting techniques, and design details changed. Each variation adds another layer of uniqueness. Some coins have slight differences that only experts can notice, and those tiny differences can mean thousands of dollars in value. Now let's bring this to the present. Today, the coin market is bigger than ever. Online auctions, collectors' communities, and professional grading services have made it easier to identify and sell rare coins. A Liberty coin that might have been ignored in 1980 could now be worth an incredible amount in today's market. Collectors from around the world are constantly searching for rare Liberty coins. Some are willing to pay premium prices just to add one unique piece to their collection. And as more people become interested in coin collecting, the value continues to rise. But here's something very important: not every Liberty coin is worth a fortune. Many are still common and have modest value. The key is knowing what to look for. Details like mint marks, year of production, condition, and any unusual features can make all the difference. That if you're serious about discovering valuable coins, you need to pay attention. Learn the basics, study different designs, and always check your coins carefully. Because the next coin you find might not be ordinary at all, and here's the most exciting part of all, the possibility that somewhere out there, maybe even in your own home, a Liberty coin is waiting to be discovered. A coin that has quietly held its value for decades, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's not just about money, it's about the hunt, the history, the mystery, and the reward. So next time you see a coin, don't ignore it, look closely, because what you're holding might not just be a coin, it might be a hidden treasure worth more than you ever imagined. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating coin that many people overlook, but collectors quietly search for, the 1981 Liberty coin. This is not just another old coin sitting in your drawer. This could be a piece of history, and in some rare cases, it could be worth a surprising amount of money. Now imagine this. You're going through your old coins, maybe something passed down from family, or loose change collected over the years. You spot a 1981 coin with a small D mint mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary. But what if I told you that certain versions of this coin have sold for far more than their face value? That's where things get interesting. The 1981 Liberty coin was minted in Denver. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the key coin-producing facilities. Millions of these coins were produced, which normally would make them very common. But here's the secret, not all coins are created equal. Small details, minting errors, condition, and rarity can turn an ordinary coin into something collectors are willing to pay big money for. Let's talk about design first. Liberty coins from this era carry strong historical symbolism. The word liberty itself represents freedom, independence, and the identity of a nation. On many of these coins, you'll find a portrait that reflects strength and tradition. The details, the engraving, the lettering, everything was carefully designed. But over time, slight variations began to appear due to the minting process. Now here's where value starts to rise. Collectors are not just looking for any 1981 D coin. They are hunting for coins in exceptional condition, what experts call mint state. These are coins that look almost untouched, with sharp details, no scratches, and original shine. A coin in poor condition might only be worth face value, but a high-grade version could be worth hundreds or even thousands, and then come the errors. Mint errors are where the real excitement begins. Sometimes during production, coins are struck incorrectly. This could be a double strike, off-center design, missing details, or unusual markings. These mistakes are rare, and rarity drives value. A 1981 Liberty coin with a noticeable mint error can attract serious attention from collectors. There are also die varieties. This means that the die used to strike the coin had slight differences or flaws. These differences might be tiny, maybe a thicker letter, a shifted number, or a unique pattern, but collectors notice everything. These small variations can dramatically increase the coin's desirability. Now let's address the big number you might have heard, extremely high valuations like hundreds of thousands of dollars. While it's true that some rare coins reach astonishing prices, it's important to understand that these are exceptional cases. These coins are usually one of a kind, with rare errors and perfect condition, sometimes graded by professional services. Most 1981 D coins will not reach those extreme values, but that doesn't mean yours isn't worth checking. Grading plays a huge role. Professional grading companies examine coins under magnification and assign a grade based on condition. A difference of just one grade point can mean a huge jump in value. For example, a coin graded MS65 might be valuable, but MS67 or higher could be significantly more expensive. Another factor is demand. Coin collecting is driven by collectors who are always searching for missing pieces in their collections. If a particular variation of the 1981 Liberty coin becomes popular, its value can rise quickly. Trends in the coin market change, and sometimes a coin that was ignored for years suddenly becomes highly desirable. Let's not forget history. Coins are more than metal, they are time capsules. The 1981 coin comes from a period of economic change and transition. Holding one of these coins is like holding a small piece of that era. That historical connection adds emotional and collectible value. Now here's something you should do right after watching this. Go check your coins. Look closely at any 1981 coins you have. Check for the D mint mark. Examine the details under good lighting. Look for anything unusual, errors, sharp details, or an almost perfect surface. Even if you're not an expert, spotting something different is the first step. If you think you found something special, don't clean the coin. This is very important. Cleaning can actually reduce the value significantly. Instead, keep it safe and consider having it evaluated by a professional. Also, keep in mind that even if your coin isn't extremely rare, it can still have collector value. Many people start coin collecting with simple finds and build knowledge over time. What seems small today could become valuable tomorrow. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Stories of people finding rare coins in everyday places are real. A coin from your pocket, your drawer, or an old collection could turn out to be something special. So the 1981 D Liberty coin is not just a piece of metal. It's a mix of history, rarity, and possibility. Whether it's worth a few cents or much more depends on details that most people overlook. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the value of what you already have. This is Coins, bringing you closer to hidden treasures and rare finds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep exploring, because your next discovery could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of Liberty coins, coins that have captured the imagination of collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the globe. The story of Liberty coins begins with the idea of freedom itself. The image of liberty has appeared on United States coins for more than a century, symbolizing independence, strength, and national identity. These coins are not just currency, they are art, history, and in many cases, hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. Back in the late 18th and 19th centuries, Liberty designs started appearing on coins as a representation of the nation's ideals. From flowing hair to seated figures, and later to the iconic Standing Liberty, each design reflected a different era. These coins were minted in gold, silver, and base metals, and many of them are now extremely rare. Now let's move forward in time. The year 1989 might not sound ancient, but when it comes to coins, even modern pieces can become valuable under the right conditions. Coins minted in 1989 can hold surprising value depending on mint errors, condition, rarity, and demand in the collector market. Many people overlook coins from this period because they assume only very old coins are valuable. That is a huge mistake. Some 1989 coins, especially those with minting errors like double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual metal compositions, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But here is where things get really interesting. The value of a Liberty coin is not fixed. It changes constantly based on the current market. Factors like silver and gold prices, collector demand, rarity, and grading condition all play a major role. A coin that was worth a few dollars years ago might now be worth hundreds, or even more. Professional grading is another key factor. Coins are graded on a scale that measures their condition from heavily worn to perfect mint state. A Liberty coin in near-perfect condition can be worth many times more than the same coin with scratches or wear. Now imagine discovering a coin that is not only rare but also in exceptional condition. That is where prices can skyrocket. Some Liberty coins have sold for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and in extremely rare cases, close to or even beyond the figure of $787,976 depending on rarity, historical importance, and auction demand. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin, nearly worth $1 million, collectors are always searching for these hidden treasures. Estate sales, old collections, inherited boxes, even loose change can sometimes reveal something extraordinary. Many valuable coins have been found in the most unexpected places. Let's talk about why Liberty coins attract such high value. First, historical significance. These coins represent different periods of American history. Each design tells a story of its time. Second, rarity. Some coins were minted in very limited numbers. Others became rare due to melting, loss, or circulation damage over time. Third, condition. A well-preserved coin is always more valuable than one that has been heavily used. Fourth, demand. The more collectors want a specific coin, the higher its value rises. And finally, uniqueness. Errors and unusual variations can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. The market for coins is constantly evolving. Auctions, online marketplaces, and collector communities play a huge role in determining current values. A coin's price can change rapidly based on new discoveries or increased interest. For example, a Liberty coin that might have been ignored years ago could suddenly become highly desirable due to a trend or new research. This is why staying updated with the current market is so important. Knowledge is power in the world of coin collecting. If you are serious about finding valuable coins, you need to pay attention to details. Look closely at dates, mint marks, edges, and overall condition. Even the smallest difference can mean a huge change in value. Also, never clean your coins. Cleaning can actually reduce their value significantly. Collectors prefer coins in their original condition, even if they look old or tarnished. Another important tip is storage. Keeping coins in proper holders protects them from damage and preserves their value over time. Now let's imagine something exciting. You go through an old collection, maybe something passed down from family, and you spot a Liberty coin. At first, it looks ordinary. But after closer inspection, you realize it has a rare feature, maybe a mint error, maybe an unusual strike. You decide to get it graded, and then comes the moment of truth. The coin is confirmed to be rare, its value is far higher than expected. That small piece of metal suddenly becomes a treasure. This is the magic of coin collecting. It is not just about money. It is about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the ordinary. Liberty coins continue to inspire collectors around the world. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, there is always something new to learn, something new to discover. The market today is stronger than ever. Interest in rare coins is growing, and prices are reaching new heights. This makes it the perfect time to explore your own collection or even start a new hobby. Who knows? The next valuable Liberty coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. So always keep your eyes open, check your coins carefully, learn the details, and never underestimate the value of what you already have, because in the world of coins,